You're listening to the Positivity Hour podcast, hosted by Darshaun Smith. Strap in and buckle up, and let's get straight into it.
Before we get started with the podcast here, I just wanted to show you something. Let's go. I finally got it. Got that sparkling passion fruit mango and that sparkling rosé. You know what I'm saying? It's not alcohol. It is sparkling grape juice, ladies and gentlemen. Oh my goodness. Unsatisfying burp. But, excuse me. And this podcast episode is going to be all over the place, y'all. Kind of rambling. Kind of doing a little too much. But we're going to get straight to it. So, if you're ready for the app, stay tuned. So, let's go back to past Darshaun. Woo! Yeah! Goodbye. In today's episode of the podcast, we're going to be talking about two things reaching my 200th episode of the podcast taught me. The first of which is how, okay, you met the goal, but now it's time to run through the line. And the second of which is, you're going to have to wait till after the intro. So let's run that, and we'll get to it after that. Woo! Yeah, I think I'm just going to use that. I ain't even going to lie. Y'all, kind of low budget today. We're recording this back on the computer screen today, but at least my camera freaking is better. It's locked in. It's looking good. Let's hop straight into it, though, because you don't care about that. What you care about is what I've learned after 200 attempts at this little thing right here, okay? The Positivity Hour podcast. I'll make it. I mean, there's not much I could. We could scroll through some of the drafts of the cover. How about that as I talk about this? But, so long story short, we're just hopping straight into the main topic. There ain't no time capsule. There ain't none of that, so let's go. The first thing I was talking about is how when you are doing something, and more importantly, when you set yourself a goal of, in my case, to reach 200 episodes, or in, other people's case, to, drop a few pounds, or, do this thing or do that thing. Once you hit the goal, like, you often find yourself in a position being like, okay, what's next? What do I do from here? What do I learn from this? What do I get from this? What can I, take to the next thing? Like, am I wrong to want more? Should I even want less, or whatever? It must be said. I'm not here to tell you if your consumerism and all of that is right or wrong. You live your life for you. What I am here to tell you is that today is episode 201 of the podcast, and reaching episode 200 last week came with a lot of challenges. Oh, excuse me. I'm leaving that in. A lot of challenges and adversity that I just didn't expect. For example, on Spotify, because I played, and I can pull this song up for you too right here. Oh my goodness, I'm just full of sneezes today. Because I played this song right here, the 200 episode song that I'm gonna play a little bit now of.
Is the mic on? Yeah, you know it is. Hey, y'all know the vibe, man. STPGTB.
This song right here.
No, we stay lit. Grab the camera.
Grab the mic. You know we staying positive. I tell the camera what I need to tell myself, but I also know that there's someone out there that needs this up. Yeah. This song, turns out the person I bought the beat from sold the beat to another person, and I guess they got their song copyrighted before me. I still have a license to the beat, but I say all that to say that since I put that whole song in beat and everything in that episode on Spotify in particular, the episode got blocked. So like literally only people who watched this on YouTube knew I put out my 200th episode, and we had a whole little celebration and all that, you know what I'm saying? So I'm still in the midst of trying to get that figured out, but nonetheless, that's what gets us to the first point. Like, yeah, you met the goal of, in this case, 200 episodes, but like, what's next? Okay, obviously, things didn't go completely to your liking, so you got to keep running through the line. You got to keep going. You got to keep showing up and showing out and just being the best version of you can be. And I've been struggling with that, to be 100% honest with you. Like yesterday, I'm not gonna lie, I think I spent the first 6 hours of my day because there wasn't an Iowa Hawkeyes football game, and I really just genuinely didn't have a plan yet on what needed to be done, and it was really getting to me. as in the having nothing to do. So I was just like watching YouTube and just like fully chilling. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't like doing anything air quotes productive, and I think that's something that I haven't done in a while, one, and two, that I felt kind of bad I was doing, because it was like, dang, I need to be doing something productive. I need to, run through the line. Side note, this podcast cover was a very, very close second for the official one. Obviously, we stuck with this one, or this is the reverse of this one, or rather this one. This is the actual podcast logo here. But this one right here, if you're watching this on YouTube, was a close second, and that's why I made it the album art of that song. That, funny enough, I was still able to put on Spotify and all that. That's a whole nother tangent and a half. Moral of the story, folks, so you can get some sort of value out of this is, when you reach your goal, keep going. Like, yes, the goal was 200, but as I even said in the video and the audio waves that I put out last week, the goal was actually to do 52 attempts this year. And at that time, I had only done 44. And if you come over here to look at my YouTube, look at Mariah, lead editor from MKBHD. But if you look at my calendar in particular, it's week 44, okay, or 45 of the podcast this year so far. So I say all that to say, let me make sure we're still recording here and I look good. We look good. We feel good. We feel good. We do good. So it's a beautiful thing. And yeah, we're still going to go. We got, what's that? Less than 10 attempts, 7 more attempts to get to the end of the year, 7 weeks until the end of the year, which actually, funny enough, gets me into the second point that I told you would have to wait for. Time is limited, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? And as I've been experiencing, once I did get out of my just chilling, enjoying life, eating some food and some Halloween candy of yesterday, I really came to the realization on my own accord, but even more enforced by the one and only Alex Hermosi, that time is limited, and if you actually truly want to genuinely be the best version of yourself, or get to the top 1%, or whatever you want to decide and say today for your particular goals and dreams and aspirations, you just need to do more, brother. And that's what this podcast is. It's really like advice to myself. It's really just telling the camera what I need to tell myself. It's really just when I listen to this back on like Tuesday or Wednesday when I'm driving the bus, and I'm like, dang, like what should I be doing, or what I need to respond to these emails or whatever. I'm gonna be listening to myself saying, like, just do more, bro. Like, the people who are running the most successful businesses, or running successful nonprofits, or even have good families, or whatever, you know what I'm saying, anything you can think of, the people who are at the top of that are just doing more than you. They're showing up more, they're staying later more, they're trying harder more, they're investing more money, they're taking more money out of the business because they have so much of it. You know what I'm saying? There's everything you can think of, any metric that is measurable, they're doing more of it. They're doing more optimization, they're doing more testing, they're doing more. And I really needed yesterday, and at first I was feeling kind of bad. I was taking some time to just like exist and kind of rot in bed a little bit. But when your life is so go because you're trying to do more, you kind of don't have time to like sit back and reflect on like what you actually need that to look like, which gets me into the surprise third point that you didn't even know was coming. So this is really for only the people who are, one, watching this on Instagram, hello, and two, who are real ones and staying for the whole episode. You just got to make a plan, because failing to plan is planning to fail. And specifically with what I do with my business, content pillars, that's a big one. And I can literally pull this up for you. Don't look at my to-do list. Okay. Don't look at my personal goals. These are like my content pillars right here for my company, Darshaun Smith Production, who's making this podcast right now. My creative collective that wants to bring people around, in front of and behind cameras all together. Excuse me, I really just burped into the mic. That was crazy. As well as the Positivity Hour and the Positivity God personal brand, okay? Which obviously you're watching right now. For DSP and out with cameras, be a fan. That's pillar number one. Okay, this is the plan that I've put in place a while ago that I've just been trying to figure out how to consistently do. That's the next step in the plan, but I just want to let you know what the actual pillars are first before we get to that in this podcast. Be a fan. Just react and break down like great work. You know what I'm saying? This is peak social media. This is peak just media in general, showing that you are keeping up with the times and you actually like are a real human being that doesn't live in a bubble. I think that's very important for people today, because the people you aspire to be like or want to see and meet in this world or whatever, you know, they don't live in a bubble. You know, otherwise they wouldn't be talking to you. Number two, be an expert. You know, show off what you know. I think that's pretty straightforward. And even though this podcast is pretty low budget, I'm still recording it on my computer's screen and my little desk lamp light right here, and it's a little overexposed because the auto brightness on my computer wants to be tweaking today. I'm still showing up, bro. Like, I'm being an expert and just showing you and myself that, you know, when you don't want to do it anyways. And if you don't want to get all the big camera gear out and do this or that, then, you know, sometimes the story, as Casey Neistat said, the story is more important than any equipment you could run it on. And that's been true in a lot of these episodes that have done well. The lighting was off, or, you know, I wasn't speaking the best, or I was really tired and maybe talked a little slow in some portions, but that was irrelevant, because what got people to see the point was the message that was being told. And so far the message is, when you reach a goal, keep going. You know, number two is time is limited. I already forgot the second point, but it was something along the lines of, you know, just kind of keep on keeping on. You know what I'm saying? The goal was to keep going, you know, do more, you know what I'm saying? That was the second point, which gets me to this third secret point. Well, maybe that was, I don't know. We're getting lost in the sauce. Number three, be a businessman, okay? Show off your work and get the leads, okay? And then for the Positivity God and the Positivity Hour, what you're watching right now, just personal stories, how I overcame the adversity, and that's what we're talking about today. You know, I didn't want to be here, to be honest with you, just to be quite frank with you, but I told myself I was going to do it, and I'm doing it because discipline. Public interaction stories, like the woman on the bus. Okay, yeah, I've talked about this. I have a whole song about this. The woman on the bus literally changed my life, and I have all these interesting interactions all the time, and I just want to bring more of that to this show and just talk about, you know, just interesting people I meet, or the ways of the people I come across, you know, what they're thinking about, what they're saying about the world, how they feel about themselves, so on and so forth. And then last, like, just highlights. You know, I just want to show the highlights and the lowlights, and really just provide people with a real take on the world and everything. So yeah, shout out to my sister Maya for taking all of these pictures, you know, who gave Maya a camera on Instagram. And technically she has a spot on my website, but that's a whole nother conversation for a different time. Where do I want to go from here? You know what I'm saying? We've been going for about 14 minutes. Well, actually not 14 minutes. This has been, oh Lord, if I actually switch it over to the right one, here we go. We'll get somewhere. Because yeah, the first like 2 minutes of this, I was just kind of rambling. Moral of the story though, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm the one take God. Anything you say can and will be used in the final edit. Merch coming soon. Obviously I'm wearing that New Wave Performance merch if you're watching this, but yeah, DSP merch is coming soon. I got some extra funds, and I got plenty of ideas and things already facilitated and thought out about, and I'm gonna show you one of them right now. I do have a merch store. You know, I guess if you my camera's probably blocking the link. My screen's not even showing it. Let me go back to this. Yeah, my camera's blocking the link. It's because it's not super public, and I actually do want to buy like a separate domain, but I do have like the Positivity Hour like sweatshirts and things of that nature, as well as like Get the Bread stickers and t-shirts and all that. I was doing a lot of this just to test stuff out, but as you'll see in here, I do have like some actual like DSP, I call it like the DSP like work shirt collection. And it's just like simple stuff. Like it has like some logos, like a picture on the back, like Darshaun Smith Productions, and just like big fonts or whatever. My sister, I'm actually a buyer of this, who gave my camera like embroidered visor. I'm gonna do like the stereotypical, like, I'm a photographer, or like I'm shooting a music video today, or like just I'm a music director or something like that. I'm gonna do it all, you know what I'm saying? I'm here to tell you that a lot is changing behind the scenes. A lot is all over the place, and at this point I'm kind of just rambling. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I'm still gonna put this out because, like I said, I'm the one take God. And I never even got to the moral of the story. The moral of the story is, just keep showing up, bro. And I know this sounds repetitive, and I know this ain't gonna get a lot of views, and I know that these Instagram clips are probably gonna bust or whatever. But that's just the era of the life you're in, I'm in, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I do have dreams, goals, and aspirations to, do big things in this world, and I understand the work it's gonna take to get there and everything. But I just find myself in a position currently where I need to like focus up on some behind the scenes stuff, like I did yesterday. Once I did start working on the business again, I was trying to work on my back end automations or my lead generation contact forms, or this or that, or like I have a lot of people that want to come on the podcast, and I'm not responding to these emails because it's like I'm trying to figure out my Calendly or my Zoom or like all of these things, and it just comes down to like the doing more aspect we talked about, and I just got to do more of it. You know what I'm saying? So, moral of the story, like I said, points 1 through 3, you know what they are. You saw the episode. This is arguably one of the worst episodes ever recorded, it must be said, but it was an episode recorded nonetheless. So thank you for your time. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for visiting the Positivity Hour. I'm your host, Darshaun Smith, but that's irrelevant because no one cares about that. To be honest with you, like, yeah, I'm just a normal dude trying to spread some peace, love, and positivity out into the world. But for next week's topic, I have no clue what we're going to talk about, but I actually do want to like do something serious. Like, I actually do want to make a serious attempt at this, and I think I'm gonna, if possible, like pre-record it. Like, I'm gonna go outside and like go somewhere and have a multi-camera setup. At least while it's still nice. It's really cold outside right now. It's like 29 degrees. Like, there's frost everywhere. It's November, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful thing. So yeah, that's all I got. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, unsubscribe, hate, comment, follow, unfollow, share, or report. I don't care what you do, just stay positive and get the bread. So we gone, and I'll see you around. Woo!
I'm in my G'd up zone. I'm about to get it in, kick your feet up, home. Days turn to weeks when you're always on the grind all night. I got my re-up back. I'm about to get it in, I'll be right back.
Nate, high lows to those who don't know the name. And G'd up, yup, that's the only thing that claims.